All right, guys. Thank you for joining me today. Appreciate it. As per usual, thanks. So, anyway, guys, we're going to jump right into it. We're not going to make this a long night, probably about 20 minutes or so. I got editing to do, and then I got to get a moving truck for tomorrow. I have one more storage unit to empty out, and then I'm done. Thank you, WTC. Thank you, Henry, for the 12 by 12. I appreciate it as always. Yes, the commercials are pretty annoying. Absolutely. Do you think you'd be happy as a boy ad? Yeah, I don't get those commercials. Dan Phillips, Dobie, Carolina, thank you for the 5x5. Ride or Die, William, thank you for the 5x5. Some of these ads I don't get. Some of these ads are super cheap too. They're done like by I don't know who, man. William, thank you for the 5x5. Adriana, thank you for the 5x5. Dobie, thank you for the 5x5. Tracy, thank you for the 10x10. Truthful Troll, thank you for the 9x9. Johnny 308. I'm not moving anywhere. I'm moving my storage unit I'm consolidating storage units, right? So I had a storage unit here in Manhattan. I was paying $400 a month, and I had another storage unit in the Bronx. I was paying $186 a month. So I was paying almost $600 a month. So I consolidated both storage units into one unit where I'm paying $200 a month. So yeah. Live Free or Die, thank you for the 5x5. Gun Runner, thank you for the 556-223. Comment, thank you for the 3x3s. Appreciate it. Yes, I'm just consolidating storage units for 1 year. I looked through a lot of my shit. I'm going to get rid of a ton of, I guess, prepper gear, shit that I'm not even looking at. Wolf Mule, thank you for the 5x5 from the Southern Hemisphere. Yes, $400 a month. You heard me correctly. Very, very expensive. So now I'm saving approximately $300 a month by consolidating everything to one storage unit. Patty, yes, like a garage sale. I'm waiting for Hudson Valley actually to do one of his like prepper yard sales, because I'm taking all my shit there and then it's just going to be free. Just like take all my shit. I don't have the fucking energy to haggle with people or make money. It's like, so whatever the fuck it is, it's free. With the exception of a solar generator or a power bank, that I might sell. But everything else, anything under $200 is fucking free. Just take it. Jason, use Clutter. They're good. What's Clutter? Is it a group of people that I can take and throw my shit away? But yeah, I just want to fucking get rid of it. So anyway, guys, let's jump into the show tonight. It's Hudson Valley Prepping has yard sales. He calls them prepper yard sales. I mean, I could possibly take my shit downstairs and sell it to the people downstairs. I could probably get away with that shit, you know. But yeah, Hudson Valley has prepper yard sales, and I would just take my shit there and give it away. I don't have the fucking, like I said, I don't have the what you call it, man. Clutter is a storage place. Oh, Clutter is a storage place. Okay. Well, this storage unit I'm using is real cheap, and they're giving me a 10x15 for $186, if I'm not mistaken. You know, with taxes and all that shit, it comes out to about $200 or $201. So a 10x15, guys, is about $450. Whiskey Prepper said, never sell generators. I have too many, and I got to give something away. So I'm looking at Blue Yeti, and I'm looking at the Eco Flow. They have their bigger one. I'm looking to buy those from them. Oh, okay. Wolfman said Clutter is an... All right. I have cast irons, yes. Cast irons I don't get rid of. Cast irons, I swear by them. But, yeah, those I will not give away. Cast irons. But we shall see. Sorry. Trying to. Oh boy. Sorry about that, guys. Trying to access something. And it's telling me. Alright. I'll do it in a bit. Whatever. So, guys, why don't they want us to see Sound of Freedom? Apparently, movie theaters all over the country had problems in the movie theaters, right? So everything from no sound, no ACs, malfunctioning projectors, supposedly the movie theaters being sold out. They had a lot of those issues all over the country. Now, I didn't see the movie at AMC. I found that a lot of these theaters were having problems with AMC theaters. Obviously, AMC is definitely on a take of some kind. But I don't know. I don't know what to... Not that I don't know what to think. It's not a coincidence. It's not an accident, right? That theaters all over the United States, in different spots in the United States, had problems with ACs, right? And then malfunctioning projectors, which I mean, do we even call them projectors anymore? I'm not sure what the fuck they're called, but oh, fucking bullshit. So yeah, guys, and then also what I found interesting, I found this part to be interesting, that there were false bookings, and one guy was sitting in the theater where they people showed up, and they told him that the AC wasn't working or whatever it was, and that they were going to get a refund and that they were going to show the movie because there was no AC. Like, people can't suck it up without AC. Anyway, with that, guys, the guy goes, well, why did this movie, when I went to purchase a ticket, why did it say it was sold out? Keep in mind, he's filming it, and there is maybe 15 people in the theater of a place that looks like it held probably 90 to 120 people, right? So, interesting, right, that they were doing false bookings. They were telling people the movie was sold out when it wasn't. And the AC thing, I'm like, all right, just leave the fucking doors open. Let's create a cross draft, right? Cross breeze, cross draft of some kind. But the no sound, that was a big fucking problem, right? That was a big fucking issue, because now you're trying to watch the movie, but you can't hear anything. So, of course, these people were... Of course, these people were being told that they were going to get their money back. So now, I don't know how refunds work. Digital projectors. Thank you, Brian. I don't know how the refunds work. Does the movie take it on the chin, or does AMC take it on the chin? Now, a lot of places were saying, well, listen, we'll give you your money back, or we'll give you a receipt to come back for another day. Now, one group of women, they went to go see this, and they were told that they were going to be given their money back, and they said no, but they allowed them to stay in the movie theater, and they gave them AMC, credit. But they still watched the movie, but there was nobody in the theater. And she goes, but they told us the theater was sold out. She goes, there might have been 5 people in the theater. Her and then 7 people in the theater. Her friends and then like 2 other people. So clearly, guys, they are trying to stop this movie from being seen, or shown, rather, sorry. And the movie made its money back and then some. It made over $100 million nationwide. I hadn't seen any problems like that here in the New York area or the East Coast area. I've only seen that problem out in the Midwest or Southwest, if you will. I don't think, maybe down in North Carolina they had the problem, one of the problems. But yeah, and there was also power outages as well. Supposedly the theater that was being shown, Sound of Freedom, had a power outage. The only theaters that have no AC were the movie showing Sound of Freedom. Very, very weird, if you will. Bop, bop. So, yes, guys, the human trafficking word is getting out there, and people are catching on to this bullshit. And people are figuring this shit out, guys, that there's something wrong when you are trying to kill the messenger, if you will, by coming up with all of these bullshit. And Oops said one flooded. That I didn't know about. I didn't hear about the flooding one, but I heard about all of these bullshit, excuses, if you will. So this road, guys, is leading back to many people. This road is leading back to politicians, movie stars, and CEOs. At the very least, it can lead back to these people. Now, of course, it starts this conversation that they can't get rid of. But like I was talking about with Oprah and many other talk show hosts, guys, why aren't they talking about it? Why aren't we seeing other talk show hosts like Oprah or Ellen talk about human trafficking? This is a subject they don't want. They want to talk about the fake transgender genocide, if you will. How or what the hell they calling it? A Holocaust for transgenders. And I shit you not, look it up. There are transgender people talking about, they said between the year of 2012 and now, 40 transgender people died. 40. Between a 11-year period, 11-year period, guys, 40 transgender people were killed. Now, again, I told you, out of that 40, I think maybe 5 of them were legit. They were probably killed because they were trans. The rest of them just so happened to die because they were in the wrong place, wrong time kind of deal. Right? But they're trying to build a bullshit case for 40 transgender people that died in a 11-year period. LAPD SWAT 1, thank you for the donation, man. Appreciate it. I don't know if the FBI raided Oprah's mansion. I don't know if they would. Not under Biden administration. Absolutely not. Now, if Trump was in office, I would believe that. But I definitely don't believe it under the Biden administration. Not at all. Now, are we going to see some low-hanging fruit people probably get caught for this or connected to this? Yes. Does this go all the way to the top? Absolutely. You know that Hunter Biden is definitely one of those people. He has definitely had, and if not banged, a couple of human trafficking people. Absolutely. And with all of the bad publicity surrounding Hunter Biden, something's going to happen. Something big is going to happen that's going to take our eyes off of this. And then this is going to get buried. Go Shura, yeah, 40, right? Yeah, the travesty of 40 trannies being killed in an 11-year period. And trying to make that a big to-do. Ellen Page, right? She goes by the name of Elliot now, but I'll always call her Ellen Page. She sat there and was talking about how Oprah, transgender women of color allowed her to be who she was. I was like, first of all, fucko, transgenders before you allowed you to be where you were. Not transgenders of color, not fucking, what is that? The fucking transgender dude that got the high honors in the gay community. Not him, just transgender and period. We're allowing you to get to where you are. or rather, people who fought for freedoms got you to where you were. Not transgender women of color. That's not a fucking thing. But anyway, not the point. The point is, guys, is that they want to focus on that, but not the millions of kids that have gone missing in this world, this trafficking world. Again, all of this shit goes back to Go Sure. No, she's not looking healthy. She looks like shit. I mean, Ellen Page was a cutie pie. Now she just looks like dog shit. You know, probably all those meds she's taking, or I don't know what the fuck's going on. Who cares? But again, guys, it's funny, right? 40 transgenders died, and they want to draw attention to that. Millions of kids go missing. They don't want to mention that. I don't know. Let's just say a couple of hundred of black people over the last 20 years died at the hands of a police officer. 100 black men die a month, if not a little more, at the hands of another black man, but they don't want to address black on black crime. They want to address police on black crime. You probably got more people who die from soda machines or vending machines landing on them than you do transgender people getting killed. And yes, that is a thing. Look up how many people die from vending machines landing on them. It's like 8 or some shit like that now. The stupidity level goes up, so do those death rates. But guys, we have way more people missing. And the human trafficking thing and bodies turning up are astoundingly high. But 40 transgender people died, and they're playing the "woe is me" card. You got a violin playing in the background. You got them saying their names. Say their name, Trisha, Bickwalkie, and all these weird fucking names that they come up with. Danielle, who used to be Danny, Whitmire, and then they flash their pictures across the screen. I'm like, you fucking kidding me? Seriously? And then Oprah having that interview with fucking Ellen Page, and Ellen Page saying all of this misinformation was insane. It was the worst lie fest I've ever seen in my life. It was just bad, and people were sitting there applauding, and yes, we have to protect the transgender people that are dying 1 a year, or 2 a year at that maybe 3 a year, because my math is bad, right? But it's still, millions of kids go missing. Oprah has one of the biggest platforms on this planet, and she doesn't want to do sex trafficking, human trafficking. Hell, Ricki Lake, if I'm not mistaken, in one of her last, it was either Ricki Lake or Jenny Jones. In one of their last episodes, they talked about human trafficking, and that was it for their show. Interestingly enough, their show went off the air. I forgot who it was. One of the two did a panel on it, and that was it for them. Something's wrong, guys, when they talk about the wrong subjects. They don't talk about starvation in America and American kids starving to death. They don't talk about the molestation rate on Native American or if you will, reservations going on, and how a lot of that is within their own community and not just some white asshole raping a Native American chick. The shit is actually being done by Native Americans, but they don't want to talk about that. Those two pages are stuck together. Right? Now, why is Oprah and these people not talking about it? Well, they don't talk about it because they're involved. That whole Africa thing, that makes a lot of sense. Though I don't 100% believe it yet because I need more proof. But it makes some kind of sense. It makes a little bit of sense. But again, guys, we want to talk about the wrong things. We want to blame the wrong people. Why aren't Indian reservations doing better in 2023? Why do they look like shit? They allow a lot of women off those reses to go missing. They like to blame, again, white men, but a lot of those guys are selling off their own to this day. But they want to sit there and play, again, the woe is me card and blame oil riggers and fucking roughnecks and shit on the problem. The problem is within. You can't get on a res, guys, without fucking being questioned 1,000 times 8 ways a Sunday. But you mean to tell me all these women went missing? The fuck out of here. I'm supposed to believe that bullshit? Oprah's a warlock. Listen, I mean, I'll be the first to say this. I've said this 1,000 times. I've been saying this for years. Native Americans are not as innocent as they like to come off. You know, they have these shows where they show Native Americans, you know, sitting there looking all sad and shit. And they're like, these people here, they're being run by the white man. And, you know, when the white man came here, the white man ruined them. Native Americans were warring centuries before the first white man landed foot in the United States. Native Americans were raping, killing, and going to war with one another for land. Well before the white man. Before white man, Native Americans were not skipping around, picking roses out of a valley somewhere. They weren't doing any of this shit. They weren't nice to one another. They were complete and utter savages. Just like Vikings were savages, just like African tribes were savages to one another. Everybody was a savage to everybody at some point in time in history. The fact that a lot of the Native American groups out there try to make it look like they were minding their business before white man came about was fucking bullshit. And yes, I will get in trouble for saying that, but I do not give a fuck. It's in their own history, matter of fact, the savagery that was going on before white man. Now, did the white man help when they landed? No, absolutely not. They made matters worse. They absolutely did. But what they did is they were more tactical about it. And that's what sucked. And now some people will sit there and go, well, you know, Native Americans, that was for them to kill one another. What in the fuck? No, it wasn't. Someone says Native Americans are doing quite well today. I guess. I mean, I've been to one or two residents. It didn't look like there was a boom town, you know. But still, man, nobody wants to talk about that shit. Nobody wants to talk about the savagery from before time. Again, Africans. They were being savages to one another well before white man landed on fucking Africa. And then when Africans got there, and they were enslaving one another before white man got there. But somehow they still want to blame white men. Go fucking figure, right? Everybody wants to blame everybody. No one blames the Chinese and their savagery. How come no one ever brings up their history of conquering land after land, country after country, and their savage acts? No one brings that bullshit up. People bring up Mongolia and they go, they shrug their shoulders, but fucking Mongolians were going after it. Again, nation after nation. No one fucking says anything about them. But somehow, white men in America, they were the biggest savages of all. Scalping, beheadings, and all that shit came from Native Americans. Did not come from white men. But whatever. I'm gonna fucking, you know, nobody wants to hear a true history. They want to hear the history that makes them feel good in their hearts and makes them go to sleep at night. They want to hear the nice version of Pocahontas and not the real version of Pocahontas. All right? Nobody wants to hear that, you know, of course, white guys, they got here, they were raping and pillaging like it was going out of style. Nobody wants to hear that. But whatever. It's all fucking bullshit, man. Again, history is what you make of it and it's what you tell and it's how you tell it. But when you tell the dark history of it, you're an asshole. Well, guess what? I am an asshole. So that's just the truth of the matter, guys. And now all of this shit that's happening and is not being said. We want to focus on the bullshit, but we don't want to tell the truth. And the truth of the matter is there are millions of kids missing. And if these platform guys brought more awareness to human trafficking, I'm talking about a lot more awareness to human trafficking, there could be a lot done about it. But they're not. They don't want to fucking draw that line and start connecting those dots, man. You start connecting those dots, politicians are going to be dragged out of their homes. Because the thing is, guys, we have to take it to the next level, not the authorities. We cannot allow the authorities to get involved. We have to be directly involved. We have to be the difference maker. If we can confirm which one of these assholes were involved, we can handle it. You choose how we handle it. But like I said before, guys, fucking blowtorch pliers and a fucking can of gasoline, We're going to change a lot of motherfuckers around if they let us handle it and not them. They'll throw them in jail. They'll throw them in a country club. They'll do some bullshit, and then they'll be out in a couple of years with money stored away from them. That is not the answer. The answer is to go full boat. We are all a threat to them, Chris. We're all a threat to them, but we have to continue to lean on them. Lean on them in a way that when we find out who they are, we address it. We address it ourselves. I'm pretty sure doing some jail time wouldn't fucking hurt. But again, if the authorities handle it, they're going to have these inquiries, and then the cops are going to arrest them. They're going to do some jail time, a couple of years, and then they're going to get out and they're going to do it again. But if we start clipping nuts, less people are going to do it. It's funny how a lot of politicians don't address the problem either. They don't fucking mention it. Now, a couple have, but not many. How many politicians stood up for Sound of Freedom? How many politicians sat there and you said, you guys, we have to do something about it? Why was Trump the only one to make mention of it? Why was Trump the only one to say, if I get voted in, we're going to put these people away in jail forever? Nobody else mentioned it but him. There's a problem. But let's turn around and feel bad for Native Americans and feel bad for Negroes being fucking beat up by cops. I'm more worried about fucking black on black crime, as that is decimating the black neighborhoods. Not cops. And like I said, I have solutions for what could be done in black communities to make it better. But nobody wants to listen. Everybody wants to be like, well, you don't have a plan. I have a motherfucking plan that I think would work if I had just enough money to do so. Enough money and enough people to fucking help out. Things could be turned around. It will take years to turn things around, but nonetheless, you can turn shit around in the black community. You could turn shit around in a lot of poor communities if you go about it the right way. But whatever. I'm just a fucking Negro that doesn't know any better. I'm just a fucking, moron sitting here blabbering into the camera. Not minding my business again with the chat. Ted Roosevelt, what's your plan? Well, the plan involves the outdoors. Camping. Getting these kids out of this fucking neighborhoods. Getting these little savages out of this fucking savagery and putting them in the wilderness. Right? And doing the right thing by them. And bringing the parents along. Because I think the wilderness, guys, outdoors, trees, grass, ground, fresh air, is a cure for a lot of our fucking bullshit. I think. I could be wrong. But it's better than doing nothing. Starting some of these programs that these guys have out here, a lot of those programs do work. But I think the outdoors is the secret. Because I think the outdoors... Teddy, I was not a Boy Scout. I was a Cub Scout, but I never got to Boy Scout level. I dropped out because something happened with the troop we were with. But anyway... like I said, I think the outdoors can change a lot of people. It's not going to save everyone, but I think it'll definitely make a difference for a lot of people, a lot of kids anyway. Hell, it might even wake up some parents to do the right fucking things, because a lot of this shit starts at home, and we can't do a lot at home when you have ignorant fucking shitbag parents. That's the problem too. Kids go home, you might teach them to do the right thing. As soon as they go home, their shitbag parents are doing shitbag things, But, whatever. Anyway, with that being said, guys, we're going to go off the air. I got a couple things to do tonight to prepare for tomorrow. And, yeah, man, thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for the donations. And I will see a lot of you guys Thursday night. And I'll see some of you guys tomorrow for the Wednesday midweek report. Thank you.